Hi friends, Batogyan YouTube channel welcomes you. Today we will be discussing about basics of semiconductor. This video will be helpful to students in preparing for competitive exams, interviews as well as these electronics question will be very useful for a first year engineering students to develop a strong fundamental of basic electronics. So here is the first question. What is the forbidden gap in semiconductors? Answer is 1 electron volt. Forbidden gap exists between conduction band and valence band. The next question, at absolute zero temperature, semiconductor behaves as. Answer is insulator. Next question, define electrical conductivity. Answer is electrical conductivity is the ability to conduct an electric current. What are the two types of charge carriers in semiconductors? Answer is electrons and holes are the two types of charge carriers in semiconductor. Next question is define charge carrier. Answer is charge carrier is a particle which carries electric charge or electric current from one place to another place. Next question is define hole. The absence of electron in the atomic shell is called as hole. You can see in the diagram when the electron moves from valence band to conduction band, it creates a vacancy and this vacancy is called as hole. Define intrinsic semiconductors. Pure semiconductors are called intrinsic semiconductors. Here is the diagram of intrinsic semiconductor. Here only silicon atom is used. It has 4 valence electrons in the outermost shell. What is the atomic number of silicon? Answer is 14. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2. It has 4 electrons in outermost shell and its atomic structure is what is the atomic number of germanium? Answer is 32. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s2, 4p2. Germanium also has 4 electrons, 4 valence electrons in the outermost shell. And its atomic structure is how many valence electrons does the silicon atom have? Answer is 4 valence electrons. How many valence electrons does the germanium atom have? And the answer is 4 valence electrons. The electric current caused by electron motion is called electron current. Next question is The electric current caused by hole motion is called hole current. Next question is, define conventional current. Answer is, conventional current is the flow of electric current from the positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery. You can also see in the diagram the current is flowing from positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery. Define electric current. Electric current is the flow of charge carriers from one place to another place. Define doping. The process of adding impurities to the intrinsic or pure semiconductor is called doping. Define extrinsic semiconductors. Extrinsic semiconductors are the semiconductors in which impurities are added. What are the two types of impurities added to the semiconductor? Pentavalent impurities and trivalent impurities. How many valence electrons does the pentavalent impurity atom have? 5 valence electrons. The various examples of pentavalent impurity atoms are phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, etc. This is the atomic structure of pentavalent impurity. It has 5 valence electrons in the outermost shell. How many valence electrons does a trivalent impurity atom have? It has 3 valence electrons. The various examples of trivalent impurity atoms are boron, aluminum, gallium, indium. This is the atomic structure of boron. What are the two types of extrinsic semiconductors? N-type semiconductor, P-type semiconductor. This diagram will show you N-type semiconductor, and this will show you P-type semiconductor. It has trivalent impurity added. What are the majority charge carriers in N-type semiconductor? Free electrons. What are the majority charge carriers in P-type semiconductor? Holes. Next question is, what are the minority charge carriers in N-type semiconductor? Holes. What are the minority charge carriers in P-type semiconductor? Free electrons. Define generation and recombination of charge carriers. And the answer is, generation of charge carriers is the process by which free electrons and holes are generated as pairs. Recombination of charge carriers is the process by which free electrons and holes are eliminated. Next question is, define lower concentration region. Answer is, the region where less number of charge carriers is present is called lower concentration region. Define higher concentration region. The region where large number of charge carriers is present is called higher concentration region. Define drift current. And answer is drift current is the electric current that flows through the semiconductor when external voltage is applied. The total drift current density is J is equals to Jn plus Jp is equals to E n mu n E plus E p mu p E. Next, J is equals to, when we take small e as a common, then n mu n plus p mu p bracket close capital E, where Jn is equals to drift current density due to electrons, Jp is equals to drift current density due to holes, small e is equals to charge of an electron, n is equals to number of electrons, small p is equals to number of holes, and capital E is electric field. Define Ohm's law. Ohm's law states that the electric current flowing through a material is directly proportional to the applied voltage and inversely proportional to the resistance of the material. Ohm's law is mathematically written as I is equals to V by R, where I is equals to electric current flowing through the material, V is equals to voltage applied across the material, and R is equals to resistance of the material. Thanks for watching our video over basics of semiconductor. In this video, we tried to cover most commonly asked questions during exams. If you have any other query, then please write in comment section given below. I'll reply back to you. Please like my video and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.